Hello and welcome back to another episode of the CQ the Watch Guy podcast with me, CQ the Watch Guy. Hope you're having an amazing day today. I know I am. So we had to retreat indoors today. The weather is getting a little bad this week. Just a lot of rain and wind going on out there. So figured I'd take some shelter downstairs in our Miami lounge and let's just roll into the show. So yeah, hope you guys are having a great one. This week, before I jumped into our great watches of the week, I wanted to talk a little bit about watch collecting communities and watch collecting tribes and why I think you should be involved in a watch collecting community in some way or some form, right? Whether that means, showing up in person or just being, online in some online communities, a lot of great online communities out there like forums. Even Reddit has a lot of great little spots on Facebook groups, all over. But what sparks me to talk about this is the New York Times just did a great article about watch collecting and watch collecting communities. It's called "How to Make Friends and Influence People. Join a Watch Club." And I think it's so such a great line because it is as much networking as it is as much harmonizing over the hobby, right? I've been a part of watch collecting groups not too long, actually. We started my watch collecting group CP Time only a few years ago, during like the mids of COVID, right? When we thought, we wanted to see a community of watch collectors who kind of represented us. We didn't see anything like us out there. So we said, hey, let's just start, a little Instagram group and see what happens from there, right? And from there on, we have grown into a membership over a thousand members with different chapters over the US, and just such a great community of people who support each other in their watch collecting journey. The information sharing has to be one of the biggest elements, right? So many people have been collecting for decades and decades. You can use some of their knowledge. You can tap into somebody like myself who's in the industry who can give a little bit of insight, and it definitely helps you, avoid some of the potholes, especially in the beginning part of your collecting journey, that can be very avoidable. But if you're collecting by yourself, it's very hard to see it sometimes because you're just out there all alone. And I know watch collecting is a little interesting, right? Because you're enjoying the watch by yourself, right? So it's like a solo activity, right? But it's kind of like golf, where it's nice to have others around you taking a swing and seeing what kind of shots they're taking as well. So I do invite you to jump in the watch collecting community. There's so many great regional communities as well. I think there's Utah Watch Society, Atlanta Watch Society, who are really good friends and really good people as well. And then there's based on culture, then there's based on brand, right? So you can go into the Rolex forums, there's Omega forums, there's a forum, and there's an avenue for everything. I just think you should jump in, and it just really enhances the experience of owning a watch, in my opinion. And one thing it really helps with as well is being able to see and touch and feel watches you never get to feel before or any other way without jumping into a retailer, right? In a watch meetup, it's one of the only places where I've seen somebody be hyped over a Tissot PRX and they'll throw you like a Richard meal, right? And just toss it to you. And a piece you won't be able to see. You can't even stop in the boutiques and see it. But there you can look at it, ask the person who's you owning and enjoying it, their experience about the watch, their experience about the brand, maybe even get a referral to go directly to the brand as well. There's so many great opportunities that come from being a part of a community with very little negatives, in my opinion. And again, you find a community that speaks to you. Maybe you're somebody who loves going to events and being out and about, especially now there's so many great events happening. Or maybe you're somebody who prefers to be a little bit anonymous, or just wants to be online only, or like me when I was in Dubai, I was so far away. I could only communicate with a lot of my guys online, but there's so many great communities out there. So find your community, find your tribe. I think it really just enhances the watch collecting experience. And especially in times like now where there's so much information out there, good and bad. There's so much opinions out there, good and bad. And when you're just jumping in to this collecting game and to just the watch enthusiast world. It really helps have other people there who can guide you a little bit and show you, their experiences and, help you enjoy this watch collecting journey as much as possible. Okay, end of the day, it's about enjoying the watch, but about enjoying the experiences the watches can bring you as well. So, that's my tip of the day, tip of the week, tip of the year. Join the watch collecting community, find one that resonates with you, dive in, and have a lot of fun. All right, so that is my watch community pitch. And let's just dive into some great watches of the week. We actually got a good lineup here. Every week we have a good lineup, but this is a nice mix. We got some really cool pieces that popped in over the past week or so. And let's get it started with the Zenith Chronomaster Revival Shadow. So the Zenith Chronomasters revivals have been around for a while, and basically it's a reproduction of a piece they made in 1969, 1970. 1970s housed some of the original El Primero movements. So a lot of heritage there. But what I love about this watch is just that 70s design ethos. You're not the biggest watch in the world. I believe these are 37. But even on somebody like me, because of the unique, it's a tonal shape, but it has some hard angles on it. It just looks so really nice and aggressive on the wrist. I love the shadow version because it's a microblasted titanium, so it gives you that really nice dark charcoal gray PVD look of the original, but definitely you're not going to scratch and flake off the PVD because this isn't PVD. So I enjoy that. Has a nice domed sapphire crystal, classic chronograph layout, and under the hood, of course, is the El Primero movement, which is, the movements of movements when we're talking about chronographs, especially workhorse, do anything chronographs. And these are trading at really good prices right now. We have this one for $65.75. So I think this is a great addition to any rotation, but especially if you've been leaning to, like myself, I've been, the vintage feelings have been tugging me a little bit, but if you want that vintage feeling and effect, but a modern watch where you can get service really easy and get a warranty on, I think Chronomaster Revivals, and especially the Shadow, great place to look. Now let's completely flip the script and go for something a little bit more out there, a little bit more loud, let's say, and that's going to be the DayDate 2 218348. I'm a big fan of DayDate 2s because they're the biggest DayDate that's ever been made of 41 millimeters. So this one I present today because I want a little bit of bling. And I was up in Orlando HQ a couple of days ago and I saw this in person. And these I put $1,000 down that these are the biggest factory diamonds Rolexes ever used in a bezel. And if you're somebody who loves a diamond piece, who wants that oomph, you really can't do better than a DayDate 2 with the diamond bezel, diamond dial. This is just gives you all the classiness, gives you all the oomph. Of course, you could go for more bling and get something with diamonds on the bracelet, or like a Submariner Saru or something like that with rubies and sapphires. But I think if you just want something clean, classy, but gives you that, speaks the volume that you're trying to speak. I really love this piece. I love DayDate 2s in general just because you get that size and aggressiveness you can't get anymore. And with the diamond bezel, like I said, I saw this in person, and just some very big stones, very big rocks on this. So if you like that look, but you want to keep it factory, DayDate 2 is going to probably give you the biggest, bang for your buck. And the price on this one isn't too bad as well, right around 45. No card, but still a great piece and a great deal. Definitely check that out if you've been toying with a precious metal diamond bezel, diamond dial piece. That's a good one. Next up is a really cool one. Panerai, I've been showing some Panerai love. Panerai PAM716. This is the Mare Nostrum reproduction of a reproduction. So this is the reproduction of the Prevent piece that came out in the early 90s. And basically the Mare Nostrum is supposed to be an officer's chronograph. So we know Panerai for their divers watches, the Luminors. And the Mare Nostrum was, the original ones were 52 millimeter, huge watches, and they're officers' chronographs, and they were just a very cool look, right? Especially for Panerai, because everything from Panerai was, looks like a Luminor, has that kind of look. With the Mare Nostrum, it's just completely different, and I was always attracted to this watch when I first started in the industry in 2012, 2013. The Prevent versions were going for very high dollars, and of course the The original versions were going for very high amounts as well. So when this was announced, I think 4 or 5 years ago, I was really excited because you had something at 42 millimeters. So you had a reproduction of the pre-known piece, but it retailed right under 10,000 or maybe 10,500 or so. So it was at a very accessible price, and it was modern, so you could get it serviced. You don't have to have any of those issues. And I've just always been attracted to these. Now, because Panerai has been going through what it's going through, you can get these at Steele. So we have this one April 2021 card for 66.75, and I think that is just an amazing steal of a deal. You're getting a chronograph Panerai that doesn't look like anything else in their lineup, so it's giving you something to talk about, or a great storied piece, something that definitely doesn't look like anything else in your collection. And if you're interested, like I like marine watches and divers and things like this. So this always spoke to me. So I love that they're, buy this before I buy it. Let's just say that. But definitely a really good piece. If you've been looking at Panerai, or if you have a few Panerai already and you've wanted another one, but you just can't figure out what you want and everything else looks too close to what you have. If you don't think you want to go to Due, jump into Marinostrum. At these prices, you're really not losing anything, and you're just getting a cool, fun piece. And we have it on a brown strap now. I probably would get a blue shark skin strap because the original ones were on blue shark skin strap. So I'd probably put at least a blue strap on. I don't know the shark skin, but maybe why not? Let's go all the way, baby. But yeah, I really, really love these watches, especially at these prices. Again, so much great value out there in the world. If you just take a little bit of time to look, and you know, don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. Have a little fun. To me, especially, at lower price points, have a little fun. And, you never know what you can find. Like this next piece, Omega Seamaster 300, Beijing 2022 Olympics Special Edition. This, to me, is probably one of the best looking Seamaster 300s ever made. Blue ceramic wave dial, on the bezel, you have titanium bezel that's done in a relief. So you just have kind of a depth and then kind of this hammered finish on the bezel, but it has this just kind of beautiful titanium not high polish, but a light look that matches very well with the steel, even though it gives you a little bit of contrast. And then on our indices, you have the red, you have the blue, you have the yellow, the green, to give you a little bit touch of that Olympic colors. So it's an Olympic edition, but it's not overpoweringly so. A lot of them can be a little bit more exotic on the colors. You just got the Beijing 2022 stamp on the back. And like I was just saying, such a great watch, such a cool watch. And at 51.75, something that you don't mind pulling the trigger on, seeing if you like it, see if it fits well in the rotation. If not, you trade it back. Maybe lose a little bit, but you didn't lose a house. And odds are you get a piece like this on the wrist, you're keeping it. And it's just something that you don't think about, right? All the Olympic watches kind of got mushed in because the Tokyo pieces, that were really good, and the Tokyo Olympics happened a little bit later, and then Beijing was right after it. So, a piece like this, I never even saw in the metal until couple days ago, and I was just like, again, buy this before I buy it. Save me some money, please. I shouldn't be spending. But when you see great watches like these, I don't know. If you're a mega fan, if you're a dive watch fan, if you're just a fan of watches on bracelets with beautiful dials, take a look at this piece. It really, is really something that I think fits home in many, many different rotations. And at that price, it's worth the test drive. Let's say that. Now let's wrap up the list with something a little bit more on the classy side. And I've been leaning towards a little more Cartier as well. Today we have the Cartier Santos Dumont 18K rose gold in the large size. And I think Cartier is another brand that if you're looking for something timeless, if you're looking for something classy in your collection, a lot of his and hers as well, if you want to buy for your significant other, great brand to look at right now. The values are really nice as well. This piece you're getting a beautiful 18 karat rose gold watch, 44 by 31 millimeters. So bigger wrist guys like myself can enjoy this piece. So if you're looking for something nice, dressy, but has just really good architecture, I just love the design of the Santos case and just the different elements of it. beautiful angle, smooth yet aggressive. You have polish on the bezel with the screws there. Then you have a satin finish on the rest of the case with a little bit of polished angles as well. Gives you a lot of texture, a lot of things to look at, but giving you that clean, classy Cartier look. If you're in need of a dress watch, and we all need a little bit of a dress piece or something that can go out dressy in the trousers, dressy in jeans, and have a little bit of fun on the yacht as well. But don't get it wet. I think the Santos Dumont is a really, really good choice and something you should take a peek at. And I think that's it for the watches of the day. I want to thank you guys for tuning in so much. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you want me to talk about next. And you can see these and all other great watches at DavidSW.com. And if you want to shoot me an email, you can always email me at sequan@DavidSW.com. Hope you have a great day and buy what you love.